yogis, my name is Janelle. Welcome to this evening's gentle yoga flow, harnessing all that power of the moon today. So I'd really like you to start with perhaps setting an intention to release something that no longer serves you today. With that said, we'll be doing a lot of physical releasing through the hips and through the chest. So that will work in nicely with that mental release, that you'll just feel like a huge shift, a big weight has been lifted off your shoulders, hopefully. All right, let's get into it. Starting in your Sukhasana, your easy sit, or your half lotus pose, whatever feels good for you. Close down the eyes. And we're just going to ground in by taking a huge and deep collective breath in to fill the belly and fill the lungs. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Once again, a deep collective breath in to fill the belly, fill the lungs. And exhale, sigh out the mouth. Allow that to be your cue to completely surrender to this space. Allow your sit bones to be heavy to the yoga mat. Allow your legs to really release and let go. Check in to see whether you're holding any tension through the inner thighs. And if you are, can you let go a little more? Allow gravity to win. Allow your hips to open here. And simply just observe your body in this state and observe your breath. You can have the eyes closed in today's practice, or you might like to keep the eyes open with a gentle gaze, whatever feels good and right for you. Let's go ahead and inhale the head up, the chin up, allow the head to drop back. Exhale, head down, chin down. Inhale, head up, chin up. And exhale, head down, chin down. Inhale, head up, chin up. Allow the head to be really heavy and the neck as light as a feather. Exhale, head down, chin down. Once again, head heavy, neck as light as a feather. Last time, combining breath with movement. Inhale, head up, chin up. And exhale, head down, chin down. And go ahead and gently draw the head back up. Blink open the eyes, keep a gentle gaze. Inhale the arms up, arms in line with the ears. Knit your navel back towards your spine. Stay grounded through your sit bones. Think head over heart, heart over pelvis. On an exhale, just send those hands on down. We're just combining breath with movement here, but we're doing it with integrity. Inhale, power through the arms, through the fingers. And exhale, arms down, hands down. Once again, inhale, arms draw up, we grow tall through the spine, and exhale, arms draw down. Last time, inhale, arms draw up, grow tall through the spine, and exhale, hands down. Last round, this time we'll come into a side bend. Inhale, arms up. On an exhale, the right hand comes down and the left hand comes over to the right. Keep rolling that left underarm and left side body up towards the ceiling. You might like to look down, you might like to look straight ahead, you might like to look up. What feels nice for you? Whatever you're doing, wherever you're at, make sure both the sit bones remain heavy and grounded into your yoga mat. Keep stretching through that left side body. It should feel really nice. I like to look down and tuck my chin in slightly. I find that that's a really nice stretch through my neck. Alright, we're going to slightly come out of this shape and we're going to take a twist to look over the right shoulder as the back of the left hand binds to the outside of the right knee and thigh. Look over that right shoulder, hug the shoulder down and back, and keep breathing. Now it might feel nice to look over that right shoulder, or it might feel nice to look straight ahead. Really use your right hand into the ground to aid in that kind of twist that you feel through the middle back, your thoracic spine. Keep breathing to the belly. And of course, you want this to be a nice, gentle, restorative flow. And you will set the pace for this flow with your breath. And with that intention to just take it easy. Let's go ahead and twist back to center. And now we're going to come into a forward fold. Walk your hands forward. This might be where you're at. This might feel good. Otherwise, you might like to drop the forearms down to the ground. And if that's feeling quite good, quite accessible, then you might like to bring the forehead down to the ground. Take a moment. Staying as you are, inhale deeply and exhale fully. Slowly slide the hands back in towards you as you round up, roll up, rise up, and the head will come up last. This time I want you to cross the ankle that doesn't feel quite right on top, so the funky ankle, if you will, on top of the other ankle. Kind of feels unco, that's okay. All right, let's go ahead and come over to the other side now. Take an inhale to draw the arms up, sit bones remain grounded into your yoga mat. Exhale, side bend over to the left this time. Remember to look down, look straight ahead, look up, whatever feels nice in the neck. Just keep both sit bones heavy and grounded into your yoga mat, and think about letting go of any tension through the inner thighs. If you're holding on to tension there, think let go, think floppy thighs. And just breathe. Keep rolling the right underarm up towards the ceiling. I like to tuck my chin in as I did on the other side. I feel that this feels really nice through the back of the neck. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, make sure it feels yummy. If it feels yum, you know you're doing it right. Alright, let's go ahead, gently come out of this pose. I'm going to take a twist as we did on the other side. Looking over the left shoulder, that right hand will bind to the outside of the left knee and thigh. Keep the shoulders away from your ears, so I don't want to see any of this or any rounding to compensate, but rather lengthen the spine. Keep hugging the shoulder blades down and back, and look over that left shoulder. So it's a bit of a resisted twist. I find these to be the best kind of stretches for the back, the best release anyway. Keep breathing to the belly. Notice if the inner thighs have started to activate, and if they have, can you let go? Maybe using an exhale to twist a little deeper. Find your depth, find that sweet spot. And let's go ahead and gently release. Good. This time we're going to fold forward once again. Walk those hands forward. And of course you might like to stay here, and this is so fine. If this is where you're at, this is where you're at. Otherwise, forearms down to the earth. Otherwise, with a nice flat spine, maybe bringing the head down to the ground. Staying where you are. Inhale deeply. And exhale fully. With mindfulness and control, go ahead and slide your hands back in towards you. Chin to chest as you round up, roll up, rise up. The head will be the last thing to come up. Roll the shoulder blades down and back. So we're going to come into our tabletop here. I like to rock over my ankles and come into tabletop that way. Otherwise, just sweep the legs back behind you and come into tabletop that way. All right, I'm going to turn to my side here so you guys can see me properly. Shoulders will track over your wrists, hips track over your knees. Knees will be roughly hip width apart. Spread through all 10 fingers. Try not to lock out any of your joints here. I'm hypermobile, so my joints always tend to lock out, and I've got to constantly remind myself, unlock your joints. All right, let's go ahead and move and breathe. Inhale to drop your belly, arch your back, head up, push the ground away. Exhale, draw the belly in, round through the back, head in, chin to chest, push the ground away. It should feel really nice. Inhale to drop the belly, arch the back, head up, push the ground away. Exhale, draw the belly in, round through the back, head in, chin to chest. Inhale to open. Open through the clavicles as well. Exhale, close everything off, round through the back. Inhale to open. And exhale, close. Let's move. Continue to breathe and move, combining breath with movement. Take this at your own pace. You set the rhythm for your flow, and that rhythm is dependent on your breath. Can the movement be a little slower? Can the breath be a little slower? Option to come into a few circular cat-cows through the hips here. Really kind of moving any way that feels good and right for you. Circling the hips in one direction and then the other direction. Let's come into stillness. Place the left hand down in front of the face. Inhale, yawn that right hand on up. Looking up or looking straight ahead. Exhale, thread the needle, right arm underneath left arm. Can you walk that left hand forward? Allow the body to sink and be heavy. Stay for 2 deep breaths. Take an inhale to slide that left hand in towards you as you on the right hand on up. Send the right hand down. Extend through the right leg and tuck those right toes under. Sink into your right heel and stretch through your calves and through your hamstrings. Keep drawing your navel back towards your spine. So instead of overarching through the lower back, we want to draw the navel back towards the spine. Strength through the arms, through the shoulders, through the hands. Everything is engaged. Everything's switched on. Even my glutes are switched on here. Keep leaning into your right heel. It should feel like a really nice stretch, especially if you've been sitting for a lot of the day. Let's go ahead and come out of that right heel, lift through the right heel, and go ahead and float that left hand on up. Now, option to stay here, and this is a balance pose, or option to bend through the right knee, sweep the left hand back behind you, take a hold of your right foot, roll that left shoulder down and back, and really continue to send that right foot on up. Breathing here, finding your drishti or your point of focus that you can fix your gaze to. The tendency is to wobble a little in this pose, and that's okay. Can you find some serenity in this stronger hold? Let's go ahead and release. And sit back on the heels and tuck the toes under, stretching through that fascia. Shake out the wrists or roll out the wrists. Good. We're going to come over to the other side. So back into your tabletop. Shoulders track over the wrists, hips track over the knees. Let's go ahead and inhale to you on that left hand on up. Exhale, left hand underneath the right, thread the needle, and go ahead and send that right hand on forward towards the top of your mat. Allow your body to melt. In every shape that we hold, can you think about completely surrendering and letting go? Think of your body just collapsing into the shape. Good, let's go ahead and slide the right hand back in towards you. Inhale, you on that left hand on up. Send the left hand down to meet the right. This time we extend through the left leg and tuck the left toes back. And we're leaning into the left heel. So I don't know whether you can catch that there on my camera, but my left toes are tucked under, fixed to the ground, and I'm leaning into my left heel as though I want to draw that left heel down into the ground. Don't allow your body to collapse into your shoulders like this. Keep pushing the yoga mat away and keep drawing the navel back towards your spine. Keep your glutes engaged. And of course, maintain composure. Breathe. My left side feels really tight. And often you will notice that one side feels completely different to the other side. Give that side a little bit more love. Be a little bit more tender to that side. Okay, let's shift our weight back into our hands as we lift through that left heel. Transfer your weight now over onto your left hand as you float that right hand on up. Keep drawing the navel back to your spine. Find your drishti. Option to stay here or option to bend through that left knee. Sweep the right hand on back. Take a hold of your foot. Roll that right shoulder down and back. Continue to draw that left foot up. Breathe here. You should really feel an opening through the right shoulder and chest, as well as an opening through the left hip, if this is done correctly. Remember that this is a stronger hold, but can you maintain composure? Breathe. Alright, let's go ahead and release. Sit back on the heels once again and roll the wrists out, or gently shake the wrists out, whatever feels good for you. Alright, let's come back into our tabletop and we'll get straight into the hips now. No point wasting time here. Alright, setting up for pigeon pose. There's so many different ways to get into this shape, but let's go ahead and draw the right knee over to the right wrist. Slide that left leg on back. Walk the hands back in towards you. And this is where you might like to have your pillow handy. Sometimes people like to level out their hips here by sliding a pillow underneath their right hip to kind of balance them out. So it's up to you. Otherwise, you might like to fold over the pillow and use it that way. Use as many props as you need to get comfortable here. We're going to be here for about 3 minutes. So we're just breathing and hanging out in pigeon. Roll the shoulders down and back. Take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, can you fold forward? And on that final breath, can you allow your body to melt completely into your yoga mat? Really just accepting and really just breathing. As you arrive, and I mean really arrive here, can you scan your body from your feet up to your hips and relax? Can you scan your body from your hips to your shoulders and relax? Can you scan your body from your shoulders to your hands and relax? Scan your body from your head to your neck and relax. Allow gravity to win. Allow your body to surrender. Feel your belly expanding against your leg or the yoga mat or the pillow. Whatever it is, feel your belly completely letting go. Feel your body completely get heavy and melt into this shape a little bit more. We're here for 1 more minute. Staying just as you are. Inhale deeply. And exhale fully. With mindfulness, resisting the urge to rush out of this shape, walk your hands in towards you. Alright, let's set up for our mermaid pose. Staying as you are. If this feels good, this is where you're at, that is so fine. Otherwise, bend through that left knee, take a hold of your left foot, continue to draw that left foot in towards you and maybe send the right hand back. You want to keep the torso tracking straight ahead here. A few deep breaths. And let's gently release. We're going to peel straight back up into downward dog before we come over to the other side. Oh, feeling that right hip. Pedal the feet out and notice perhaps that right side body feels a little longer than the left. Keep walking it out. Can you come into stillness here? Take a deep collective breath in. Exhale out in the mouth and sink the heels a little lower to the yoga mat. Inhale a deep collective breath in. Exhale out the mouth. Good. Let's go ahead and inhale, lift up high on the balls of the feet, and go ahead and send that right foot up high. Bend through the right knee, yawn that right hip open. Keep squaring the shoulder blades down, the shoulders down rather. And just breathe. Good. Go ahead and take an exhale, curl that right knee into the nose, tiger curl it in. Inhale, that right foot comes straight back up. Exhale, right foot down to meet the left. And exhale. Heels come back down to the mat. Drop the knees and let's set up for the other side. Release the toes. Left knee slides over to the left wrist. Go ahead and slide that right foot back. Wiggle that foot just forward of your legs. And walk the hands back in towards you. Sitting up nice and tall here, this might be where you're at. This might feel like this is the spot for you. Both sides will probably feel like completely different sides, completely different legs and bodies. And that's okay. The idea here is to kind of embrace that a little. We could stay here, or if you like, we could fold. Really using an exhale to melt into this shape. And as you arrive completely, allow your body to surrender fully. This is where you might like to scan your body from your feet to your hips. Relax. And from your hips up to your shoulders. Relax. From your shoulders to your hands, relax. And from your head to your neck, relax. Allow the body to really let go here. Find that serenity in this stronger hold, knowing that this too shall pass. And just think about melting into your yoga mat a little bit more. Releasing tension where you don't need it. Maybe through the jaw, through the eyelids. Staying just as you are. Inhale deeply. And exhale fully. With mindfulness and control, walk your hands back in towards you, resisting the urge to just rush out of this shape. Option to stay here. Keep squaring the hips off, torso tracking straight ahead. Or option, of course, to bend through the right knee, take a hold of the right foot, gently draw that right foot in towards you. And if that feels nice, then you can place the right foot into the crook of the arm or the elbow. And if that feels nice, then maybe you can take your full mermaid. Keep breathing into that right hip. It's all good, we're not here long. It is a hip opener. As I said, we'll be releasing a lot of tension through the hips today. And these are options. If something doesn't feel right for you, you can come out of the pose. Come into something a little bit more restorative, like a child's pose or an easy sit. And go ahead and gently release. All right, we're going to draw that left knee back. And slowly tucking the toes, we're going to find our way into downward dog again. Whew. Allow all that blood to flow back into your left hip. And keep pedaling the feet out. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully, sink the heels into your yoga mat. Inhale deeply. Exhale out the mouth. Allow your body to arrive completely. Inhale high up onto the balls of the feet. Tailbone remains lifted, it's the highest point in the body. Go ahead and sweep that left foot up towards the ceiling. Square off the shoulders. Bend through that left knee. Open out through that left hip. Good, and breathe. Continue to square off the shoulders. Often that left side wants to hike up with that left hip. Draw that left underarm down, back in line with the right underarm, if that's what it's doing. Breathing here, we're not here long. On an exhale, go ahead and draw that left knee into your nose. Tiger curl in. Inhale, extend that left foot up, straight up this time. Exhale that left foot down to meet the right. Pedal the feet out once again. Good. So this time we're going to part the feet as wide as the yoga mat and just gently go ahead and walk the hands back in towards your feet. Find yourself in a bit of a ragdoll-like position. As you arrive, nod the head, allowing for no tension in the neck. Allow the hands and the arms to be floppy. And really just feel your body weight shift into the balls of your feet and your toes. So come out of your heels here. Unlock your knees if they've locked out. The tendency is to hyperextend through the knees. Think about allowing the hips to track over the knees and the knees to track over the ankles. And everything is floppy here. Of course, bending the knees as much as you need here. Just slowing down the breath in this shape, allowing all that blood to rush into your head. Staying as you are, we're just going to take an inhale and slide the hands up to the shins. Take a halfway lift, nice flat spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift, nice flat spine. And exhale, fold. Place the left hand down in front of the face. Inhale, yawn that right hand on up, looking straight ahead. Option to stay here, option to take the back of the left hand to the outside of the right ankle and deepen this twist. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, left hand yawns up, looking straight ahead. Option to stay or option to take the back of the right hand, wrap it around the outside of the left ankle to deepen your twist. And exhale, both hands down. Fold into it. Heels draw in, toes turn out. We're going to sit down into our yogi squat, Malasana. So this yogi squat can be done a few different ways. You can remain up high on the balls of your feet, or you can allow the feet to be grounded to the yoga mat. Sorry, I've got hair in my mouth there. And if the feet are grounded to your yoga mat, just be sure to lift up the inner arches of the feet and keep drawing the elbows into the knees to open you up through the hips. Feel free to close down the eyes, ground down. Nice straight spine, shoulders away from ears. So I don't want to see too much of this happening. Nice straight spine. Alright, let's go ahead and gently fold back, coming into our Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet to touch, and just gently peel open the feet so that the feet turn up to the ceiling. Wiggle the sit bones back. We're going to move and breathe. Roll the shoulder blades down and back. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hinging at your hips, folding forward as far as you can go while keeping length in your spine. And on an inhale, tuck the chin in, round up, roll up, rise up, and notice my head will be the last thing to come up. Once again, we're going to exhale to hinge at the hips, folding to wherever feels good for you. Inhale, tuck the chin, round up, roll up, rise up. Let's do that 2 more times, trying to get a little bit more depth each time. Exhale to fold. Inhale, round up. Head will be the last thing to come up. Exhale to fold. And inhale, round on up. Exhale to fold, and this time maybe release your hands from your ankles or your feet. Place your hands down in front of you. This might be where you stay. Otherwise, you might like to grab your pillow if it's within distance. You might like to hang out on your pillow here. Or you might like to stretch out through the hands and arms and completely allow your body to melt and be heavy. Wherever you are, take a moment. We'll be here for about a minute. Allow gravity to win. Allow your hips to open completely. One more minute here. Staying just as you are. Inhale deeply and exhale fully. Slowly making your way up out of your shape, out of your Baddha Konasana. Moving your pillow to one side. Just go ahead and close off the knees and extend the legs. Good. Bending through the right knee, right foot steps over that left extended leg. We're just going to take a twist to hug that right leg in. Look over the right shoulder. Shoulders away from ears, so keep drawing that right shoulder down and back. Feel your belly against your thigh as you breathe. This might be where you stay, or it might feel nice to thread the needle through and around. Take a bit of a bind. Deepen the twist. Twisting from the middle of the back. Really breathing. You might like to close down the eyes. We're slowing things down now. And let's go ahead and gently release. Alright, so keeping that right knee bent, what I want you to do here is have a bit of a play with bending through that left knee, bringing the left heel back towards the right hip, and the right knee tracks on top of the left knee. You're going to grow tall through the spine. And we're going to play with our eagle arms in our Gomukhasana legs. And so we've got our cow-shaped pose going on down here. I'm going to play with eagle arms up top. So right arm bends to 90 degrees, left arm underneath, backs of hands to touch or maybe palms to touch. Continue to roll the shoulder blades down and back, retract the head ever so slightly. And go ahead and lift the elbows up high. Breathing here. Really allow your legs to be heavy. Surrendering completely to this shape. I know this is a powerful one. And let's go ahead and gently release. Extending through both legs now, and we're just going to come into a forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Sitting up nice and tall, flex the toes back towards you. Go ahead and walk the hands and the fingers towards your feet. Trying to keep length in the spine. So it's as though you're drawing the chest down towards your knees as opposed to drawing the head down towards your knees. I want to see length in the spine as though you're hinging at the hips. So if you can imagine a door kind of closing off, hinging at the hips, lengthen the spine, keep pushing the backs of the legs into the yoga mat. sit bones remain grounded, take a moment just to breathe through those hamstrings. Option to fold a little deeper. A little deeper still. You'll feel it when your body is ready to let go. You'll know, and you'll be able to fold and ease into the stretch a little bit more. Alright, take an inhale to roll back up, sliding the hands back along your legs, giving yourself a massage along the way. Alright, this time the left knee bends. Step the left foot over the right extended leg. We'll take a twist to hug that left thigh in. Look over your left shoulder. Shoulders away from the ears. Option to stay here or option to thread the needle. Right arm threads through and around, taking a bind. Keep looking over that left shoulder. And let's go ahead and gently release. Okay. Setting up for our Gomukhasana legs, the right knee will bend. And you want to try and have the heels in towards your hip bones and the knees stacked. Left knee on top of the right. Sit up nice and tall. Left arm bends to 90 degrees. Right arm underneath. Backs of hands to touch or palms to touch. Go ahead and roll the shoulder blades down and back. Continue to breathe, and as you do so, observe gently floating the elbows up a little higher than the shoulders. Breathe to the belly. In each hold, soften. Alright, let's go ahead and release. And this time we're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So we're really working the hips today. Wiggle onto your sit bones, so remove the fleshy parts away from your sit bones. Sit up nice and tall, pressing the backs of the legs into the ground. Roll the pinky toes towards the back of the room. You're sitting up nice and tall here. And this might be your sweet spot. This might be enough. Otherwise, you might like to have a play with just placing the hands down to the ground. If that feels good for you, you might like to have a play with walking the forearms down to the ground. And if that feels nice for you, breathe. And you might like to have a play with bringing your forehead down to the ground. We'll be holding this pose for about a minute, just breathing. Staying just as you are. Inhale deeply, then exhale fully. With mindfulness and control, walk your hands back in towards you as you round on up. Alright, let's have a play with a bit of a chest opener. We're going to close off the legs. I'm going to turn back to the side so you can see what I'm doing here. Hands come back behind you. We're just going to push up into a reverse plank. Keep active through the glutes. Allow your head to drop back. If that's too intense, Bend through the knees, lift the pelvis high. It's a reverse tabletop. Otherwise, extend the legs and open through the chest. And go ahead and exhale, release. Awesome. So our final pose for the hips will be our double pigeon. This is what we've been working towards, and it's quite powerful. All right, so right shin on top of the left. You want to have them stacked. Now, if this is impossible, and you know what, I understand that it's a challenging one, you can just slide that left foot in towards you. Otherwise, trying to keep the heel of your foot stacked over your knee and your knee stacked over your heel. All right, we want shin on top of shin. And to start with, it may look like something like this, but what I want you to do is shuffle onto your sit bones and just allow your body to tilt forward and kind of draw that right knee down. Allow your body to be heavy in this shape. Find your groove, find that sweet spot. And observe your breath, and can you release tension wherever you no longer need tension. It should feel really nice to release through the hips in this way. Staying just as you are. Inhale deeply and exhale fully. Slowly walk your hands back in towards you. And let's go ahead and unfold the knees. Bring the knees to knock, part the feet, and just gently windscreen the knees from right to left. All right, we'll set up for the other side. This time, the left shin on top of the right. And remember, we're going to start with something like this, and that's okay. We really want those shins to stack. Think knee over heel and heel over knee. Left shin on top of right this time. Sit up nice and tall. Tilt your body weight into your legs and feel into that left hip. My left hip always feels a little different to my right. So if that's the case for you, breathe into it. Of course, if anything is too intense, then you have the option of peeling it back, coming into a child's pose. If that's feeling really welcome and interesting and you want to explore your range, then you might like to walk your hands out further. Letting go of your hips completely, letting gravity win. Staying just as you are. Inhale deeply. And exhale fully. Slowly walking your hands in towards you. once again, unravel, unwind, carefully and slowly. Mindfulness matters. Knees knock, heel toe the feet apart, and once again, just gently windscreen the knees from right to left. Good. Alright, we're going to come into stillness here and go ahead and roll back. And as you do so, hug the knees in and gently just rock from side to side, massaging out the lower back, the middle back, and the upper back. I'm just shuffling down so I'm still in frame. There we go. And ladies, this is where you might like to quite literally let the head down and just run your fingers through your hair. Alright, let's go ahead and separate the knees out wide. Push those knees away from you, draw them back together, and then hug the knees and thighs back in. So we're drawing circles with our knees here. Let's go ahead and come into stillness. Hug the knees in. Extend the left leg long. Keep hugging the right knee in and spread out through the right hand and arm. Send that right knee over to the left. Your hips stack as you look over your right shoulder. Just breathing. Let's go ahead and roll back to center. Hug both knees back in. This time we'll extend through the right leg, squeeze that left knee in. Spread through that left hand and arm. I'm going to send that left knee over to the right, stacking both hips. Look over the left shoulder. And breathe to your belly. Let's go ahead and roll on back, planting the soles of the feet. Take an inhale to lift the pelvis on up and just walk your hands underneath you, interlacing your fingers. Heels track underneath your knees. Pelvis draws up nice and high, glutes are active. Really wiggle the shoulder blades down and back here, and I want you to explore tucking your chin into your chest and pushing your head back into the mat to lengthen you out through the back of your neck. And let's go ahead and gently release. Alright, happy baby pose. For our final pose, knees bend, soles of the feet turn up to the ceiling. Take a hold of the outer edges of the feet and just gently rock. You want to imagine your tailbone and the crown of your head in one long straight line. So no hiking up through the tailbone, but keep drawing that tailbone down to your yoga mat. Keep wiggling those shoulder blades under. Gentle tucking of the chin. And breathe into your hips. We've done so much work here today. Few deep breaths to really let go of any final residing tension in the hips. And letting go of any emotional baggage that is stored there as well. Go ahead and hug the knees in. And of course, we come into our final shape, our final pose of the day, the one that we've been hanging out for, Shavasana. As you arrive in Shavasana, really allow your feet to flop out to the sides of the room. Wiggle your shoulder blades under. Palms turn up to the ceiling. Take up space here. And allow your body to be completely heavy. Allow your body to be completely relaxed. Allow your head to be completely heavy. Allow your head to be completely relaxed. Allow your eyelids to be completely heavy. Allow your eyelids to be completely relaxed. Option to stay here for as long as you need. Soak up the benefits of that yoga flow. Or option to inhale, the hands up over the head as you stretch through the fingers and the toes. Exhale, slowly roll into fetal position. And then of course you'll make your way up into a comfortable seat. As you arrive, keep the eyes closed or a gentle gaze. Bring the palms to touch. Bow the head slightly. Honoring thyself first and foremost for showing up and making the time. Namaste.